Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Donc, Bada Kripa Kaila Krishna Adamera Prapti Kila Gyanile Eta Kara Ebe Gati. Mon cher Seigneur Krishna, tu montres tant de bonté à l'âme inutile que je suis, mais je comprends mal pourquoi tu m'as amené ici. Dispose donc de moi comme il te plaira. Il y a tellement de dévots aînés et qui pourraient donner tellement d'éclaircissements, mais voilà, si tu m'as amené là, fais en sorte que je puisse répéter de ce que j'ai entendu, puisse être une source d'inspiration pour les dévots assemblés. You know this verse? Vous connaissez ce verset? Oui, je fais les deux, parce qu'il y a beaucoup de dévots qui regardent sur Internet, et c'est principalement en langue française. And I will do in English also for our honored and prestigious guests. So we look for the translation in English. So today is the day Srila Prabhupada arrived in the USA, 17th September 1965. It's also the day 17 September 1959 where he took sannyas, and it's also the day where Vishwarup, the brother of elder brother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, took sannyas. It was in 1491. He was 16 years old. Some were criticizing Srila Prabhupada to give sannyas early to boys, but Vishwarup took sannyas. He was 16 years old. So this verse that I quoted, somebody knows where this verse is coming from?
It's from the poem Srila Prabhupada wrote, Arriving.
Yes, Markine Bhagavad Dharma is the Srila Prabhupada wrote a nice poetry when he arrived in the US, and in English it says, "My dear Lord Krishna, you are so kind upon this useless soul, but I do not know why you have brought me here. Now you can do whatever you like with me." Now I was mentioning that I don't know why Krishna put me on this seat, and I ask for the blessing of the elder devotees to allow me to say something valuable and inspiring for everyone. And yeah. So the verse, today's verse, we can repeat. Jatayor no Mahadeve, Jatayor no Mahadeve, Bhuvi Viveshvare Aro, Bhuvi Vishveshvare Varo, Bhakti Syat Parama Loke, Bhaktir Syat Parama Loke, Yayanjo Durgatim Taret Yajanjo Durgatim Taret Jatayor no Mahadeve Bhuvi Viveshvare Haro Bhaktisyat Paramaloke Yayanjo Durgatim Taret Jatayor no Mahadeve Bhuvi Viveshvare Haro Bhaktisyat Paramaloke Yayanjo Durgatim Taret Jatayor no Mahadeve Bhuvi Viveshvare Haro Bhaktisyat Paramaloke Yayanjo Durgatim Taret
Jatayo no Mahadeve Bhuvi Vishveshware Haro Bhakti Syat Paramaloke Yayanjo Durgatim Taret
Matajis.
Jatayo Namah Deve Bhuvi Vishveshvare Haro Bhakti Syat Paramaloke Yayanjo Durgatim Taret Jatayo Namah Deve Bhuvi Vishveshvare Haro Bhakti Syat Paramaloke Yayanjo Durgatim Taret
Jatayo. After we two have taken birth. Après que nous ayons tous deux pris naissance. No, both husband and wife. Tous deux, mari et femme. Dronandara. Ah non, c'est Dronandara. Mahadeve. The supreme personality of Godhead. Dans la personne suprême, Dieu la personne suprême. Bhuvi, on the earth, sur la terre. Vishvaishvare, in the master of all the planetary systems. Dans le maître de tous les systèmes planétaires. Haro, in the supreme Lord, dans le Seigneur suprême. Bhakti, devotional service, service de dévotion. Syat, will be spread, sera répandu. Parama, the ultimate goal of life, le but ultime de la vie. Loke, in the world, dans le monde. Yaya, by which, par lequel. Anja, very easily, très facilement. Durgatim, miserable life, vie misérable. Taret, one can avoid and be delivered. Taret. This is a French word, means you stop. Taret. Okay. donc qui ne peut pas être évité et qui peut être délivré. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Drona and Dara said, "Please, permit us to be born on the planet Earth so that after our appearance, the Supreme Lord, the Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Controller and Master of all planets, will also appear and spread devotional service, the ultimate goal of life, so that those born in this material world may very easily be delivered from the miserable condition of materialistic life by accepting this devotional service." Drona et Dara disent, s'il te plaît, permets-nous de prendre naissance sur la planète Terre afin qu'après que tu sois apparu, le Seigneur suprême, Dieu la personne suprême, le contrôleur suprême et le maître de toutes les planètes, nous puissions apparaître, tu puisses apparaître et répandre le service de dévotion, le but ultime de la vie, afin que ceux qui sont nés dans ce monde matériel puissent être facilement délivrés de leurs conditions misérables et de leur vie matérialiste en acceptant le service de dévotion. This statement by Drona clearly indicates that Drona and Dara are the eternal father and mother of Krishna. Whenever there is a necessity of Krishna appearance, Drona and Dara appear first, and then Krishna appears. Donc cette déclaration par Drona clairement indique que Drona et Dara sont les pères et mères éternels de Krishna. Chaque fois qu'il y a nécessité de l'apparition de Krishna, Drona et Dara apparaissent en premier et ensuite Krishna apparaît. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that his birth is not ordinary, janma karma chame divyam, ajo pisan avyayatma bhutanam ishvaro pisan, praktim za adhishtaya sambhavami atmamayaya. Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all sentient beings, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. Bhagavad Gita 4.6. Krishna dit dans la Bhagavad Gita que sa naissance n'est pas ordinaire, Janma Karma Chame Divyam. Bien que je sois non né et que mon corps transcendantal ne se détériore jamais, et bien que je sois le Seigneur de tous les êtres conscients, j'apparais en chaque âge dans ma forme transcendantale. Before Krishna's appearance, Drona and Dara appear in order to become his father and mother. It is they who appear as Nanda Maharaj and his wife Yashoda. In other words, it is not possible for a sadhana siddha living being to become the father and mother of Krishna, for Krishna's father and mother are already designated. Donc avant l'apparition de Krishna, Drona et Dara sont apparus afin de devenir son père et sa mère. Ce sont eux qui sont apparus en tant que Nanda Maharaj et son épouse Yashoda. En d'autres mots, il n'est pas possible pour un sadhana siddha, un être vivant, de devenir le père ou la mère de Krishna, parce que le père et la mère de Krishna ont déjà été désignés. But by following the principle exhibited by Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda and their associate, the inhabitants of Vrindavan, ordinary living beings, may attain such affection as exhibited by Nanda and Yashoda. Mais en suivant les principes montrés par Nanda Maharaj et Yashoda et leurs compagnons, les habitants de Vrindavan, des êtres ordinaires peuvent atteindre une telle affection manifestée par Nanda et Yashoda. When Drona and Dara were requested to beget children, they chose to come to this world to have the Supreme Personality of Godhead as their son, Krishna. Krishna's appearance means paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya sadushkritam. The devotees are protected and the miscreants are vanquished. Quand il a été demandé à Drona et à Dara d'avoir des enfants, ils ont choisi de venir dans ce monde pour avoir Dieu la personne suprême comme leur fils Krishna. L'apparition de Krishna, cela signifie Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya sadhuskritam, les dévots sont protégés et les mécréants sont anéantis. Whenever Krishna comes, he distributes the highest goal of life, devotional service. He appears as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for the same purpose, because unless one comes to devotional service, one cannot be delivered from the miseries of the material world, Dukkarayam Ashashvatam, where the living beings struggle for existence. The Lord said in Bhagavad Gita 15.7, Mamei Javancho Jivaloke Jivaputa Sanatana Manakshashindriyani Prakritishtani Karshati. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Because of conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which includes the mind. À chaque fois que Krishna vient, il distribue le plus haut but de la vie, le service de dévotion. Il apparaît en tant que Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dans le même but, parce que à moins que l'on vienne au service de dévotion, on ne peut pas être délivré des souffrances du monde matériel, où l'être vivant, il lutte pour l'existence. Le Seigneur dit dans la Bhagavad Gita, les entités vivantes dans son monde matériel sont des parties intégrantes de ma personne. Mais du fait qu'ils sont conditionnés, ils luttent sans fin et très dur avec les six sens et parmi le mental. The living entities are struggling to become happy. But unless they take to the bhakti cult, their happiness is not possible. Krishna clearly says, Ashadadana Purusha Dhammasya Parantapa Aprapya Mam Nivartante Mrityu Samsara Vartmani. Those who are not faithful on the path of devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of foes, but return to birth and death in this material world. Bhagavad Gita 9.3. Les entités les entités vivantes luttent pour devenir heureux, mais à moins qu'ils prennent le culte de la bhakti, leur bonheur ne sera pas possible. Krishna le dit dans la Bhagavad Gita, ceux qui sont pleins de foi sur le sentier du service de dévotion ceux qui n'ont pas de foi dans le sentier du service de dévotion ne peuvent pas m'atteindre, ô conquérant des ennemis. Mais ils retournent dans ce monde de mort et de naissance. Foolish persons do not know how risky life is here. If one does not know, follow the instruction of Krishna. The Krishna consciousness movement, therefore, has been started so that by practicing Krishna consciousness, one can avoid the risky life of this material existence. Les personnes stupides ne savent pas à quel point l'existence en ce monde est risquée et s'ils ne suivent pas les instructions de Krishna. Le mouvement pour la conscience de Krishna a été commencé pour pratiquer cette conscience de Krishna et afin d'éviter cette vie risquée de l'existence matérielle. There is no question of accepting or not accepting Krishna consciousness. It is not optional. It is compulsory. If we do not take to Krishna consciousness, our life is very risky. Donc il n'y a aucune question d'accepter ou de ne pas accepter la conscience de Krishna. Et ce n'est pas une option, c'est obligatoire. Si on ne prend pas cette conscience de Krishna, notre vie sera remplie de risques. Everything is explained in Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, to learn how to become free from the material condition of material existence, Bhagavad Gita as it is the preliminary study. Then, if one understands Bhagavad Gita, one can proceed to Srimad Bhagavatam, and if one advances further, one may study Chaitanya Charitamrita. We are therefore presenting these invaluable books to the whole world so that people may study them and be happy, being delivered from miserable conditioned life. Tout est expliqué dans la Bhagavad Gita. C'est pourquoi nous devons apprendre comment devenir libre de notre condition misérable de cette existence matérielle. La Bhagavad Gita, telle qu'elle est l'étude préliminaire. Si ensuite on comprend cette Bhagavad Gita, on peut aller au Srimad Bhagavatam, et si on avance encore plus, on peut étudier le Chaitanya Charitamrita. C'est pourquoi nous avons présenté ces livres sans prix dans le monde entier, afin que les gens puissent l'étudier et devenir heureux, étant délivrés des conditions misérables de la vie matérielle. Om Gyana Timirandasya Gyananjaya Sharakara Chakshur Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukham Karoti Vacharam Pangum Nangayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinataranam. This is a very nice purport where Srila Prabhupada says everything. It's very often that in the purport is giving the whole concept of Krishna consciousness in a nutshell. You know, it's like a time bomb. The verse was also preparing for that, because it was mentioning that Drona and Dara wanted to come and to prepare the advent of Krishna, so that Krishna can re-establish devotional service for the benefit of the whole world. Donc cette teneur et portée est magnifique, où Srila Prabhupada nous dit encore toute la philosophie de la conscience de Krishna en un condensé, et il prend très très souvent l'opportunité de faire cela. Et le verset nous avait préparé où ça annonçait que Drona et Dara avaient demandé: on veut revenir sur la terre pour te donner naissance à Krishna, afin qu'il rétablisse le principe du service de dévotion pour délivrer les gens de leur souffrance. Donc, this is really the point. All the point of all the scriptures is always coming that it is there. It is the comment on dit en anglais? Le mode d'emploi, c'est le
guidelines.
The guidelines for being freed from this material existence, which is just a source of misery, dukkhalayam ashashvatam, and the solution is devotional service. This is really the formula, and it's very clearly stated there. And more clearly, Srila Prabhupada also is pointing out that it goes through studying Bhagavad Gita. And then when we understood Bhagavad Gita, go to Srimad Bhagavatam, we remind you that you have to go to see Harini Mataji to get your copy of Bhagavatam before the end of the day. It's Bhadra Purnim today, it's very auspicious to get your Bhagavatam if you don't have. And if you have already one or two, you can sponsor some for some other person. And then Srimad Bhagavatam, when you read and study that, you can study Chaitanya Charitamrita to understand other things which are more intimate. Like to understand what is this position of those Drona and Dara. Srila Prabhupada says that they pray to become the parents of the Lord. But Srila Prabhupada warns us that it's already destined who will be the parents of the Lord. There's only Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda who can be. And Drona and Dara were expansion of Drona and Dara, and they got this possibility to pray, to ask that we want to take this opportunity to give birth to you. And other living entities, Sadhaka, as we are tending to be, they can just aspire to serve Krishna in the same spirit as Nanda and Yashoda, but we cannot become the real father and mother of Krishna or Balaram. Donc, oulala, il dit beaucoup de choses. Traduction. Et Srila Prabhupada, il a vraiment clarifié très précisément quelle était cette méthode qui était donnée. C'était vraiment l'étude de ces livres, commençant par la Bhagavad Gita, Et puis quand on maîtrise un peu plus la Bhagavad Gita, on peut passer au Srimad Bhagavatam. Hier, Maharaj nous expliquait comment il fallait aller progressivement dans les chants. C'était une progression. On ne comprend pas intellectuellement ce qui se passe, mais c'est une progression qui nous amène à Krishna d'une façon autorisée, qui permet de comprendre vraiment Krishna tel qu'il est. Les gens qui étudient juste les divertissements de Krishna sans avoir d'autres préparations, des fois ils ont des mauvaises conceptions de Krishna. I just make a little part about the Srimad Bhagavatam as it was mentioned yesterday. We have to study Bhagavatam through the each canto gradually to come to the proper understanding of who is Krishna, not to jump directly to Krishna's pastimes as some persons do, and they have not a proper conception understanding of who is Krishna. So this has been said. Then après cela, donc on peut étudier le Chaitanya Charitamrita pour comprendre un peu plus profondément les différentes humeurs qu'on peut avoir, les différentes relations, émotions qu'on peut avoir avec le Seigneur. Comme ici, c'est mentionné la relation parentale qui est, ne s'y trompons pas, exclusivement offerte à Nanda et Yashoda, qui peuvent devenir vraiment les parents de Krishna. Mais Srila Prabhupada, dans la teneur et portée, nous dit que nous, jamais on aura une position directement de père et de mère de Krishna. Mais par contre, on pourra s'inspirer de leur humeur dévotionnelle, de prendre soin de Krishna, etc. Pourquoi Krishna il aime avoir cette relation? C'est parce que Krishna il aime se mettre en dépendance de son dévot, et puis il a une autre chose, c'est qu'il aime être repris par son dévot. C'est pour ça qu'il est un petit peu turbulent. Krishna, why does he accept such a relationship to be surrendered to some devotees? It's because he likes to be taken care of by them, and also he likes to be chastised by them. It gives special flavor, and that's why he's so mischievous. He did a lot of mischiefs, and we just saw this pastime of when he was. It's not sure whether he eat earth or not, but his friends and even Balaram was saying that he was eating earth, and this pastime was very special. They wanted him to be chastised, and Krishna likes to be chastised. But Mother Yashoda, she's not so hard with him. Sometimes she is binding or trying to bind him with ropes, but only her affection can bind him, it is said. With ropes she couldn't. But her affection, she was able also to open her mouth to see what was happening. We put some earth there, and she saw not only earth, not the earth only, but many planetary systems, the whole, it is said, the title of the chapter, the universal form. It's very interesting because I'm giving every Wednesday evening a Gita course, and we are just studying this 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna again he made the same trick, but this time to Arjuna, and he showed him that is everything. And to Mother Yashoda, he showed her that he's within everything, and everything is within him. This is very disturbing concept, since we didn't have the experience, but that's what Bhagavad Gita is explaining to us, that is everywhere. Arjuna was completely, you say you are God, and how can I see that you are God? And Krishna says, okay, look. It was so inconceivable and so disturbing even for Arjuna to see whatever Krishna can be. can be everything. So to see everything in the same place at the same time, not only the past and present, but also the future, seeing that the battlefield is about to fight, the result is already there. It's very disturbing, and in the same time it's also very pacifying for us to understand that Krishna planned everything. Everything is already, the scenario is already made, and that we just have to play our part, and that's it, and that He will take care of everything. Just play the role he gave us as a father, or as a friend, or as a servant, whatever. Be ready or whatever. Yesterday we were celebrating Haridas Thakur, and Haridas Thakur played the part Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to expect. Was expecting from him, being the Namacharya, chanting the holy name all day long. And he was very surrendered, but I don't know whether it was mentioned yesterday. His pastime of disappearing from this world was very special, because it seems that for one time Haridas Thakur asked something from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He asked the permission. Normally a surrendered devotee, somebody with Nishkam Karma, it's not Karma Yoga, Nishkam Bhakti Yoga, is not expecting anything from the Lord. He's just doing what the Lord is assigning him. But this time he asked him, please, I want to leave this world before you. I cannot tolerate to see you parting this world. I have to go before. So please allow me. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not ready for that. He said, no, okay, wait, we'll see tomorrow what will happen. And he fulfilled the design of Namacharya Haridas Thakur to be present there, so that he can hold his feet while leaving his body. And the devotees, they are like that. And here, Jonah and Dara, they are asking also to the Lord, we want to serve in this way. Are you asking sometimes? I want to serve you in this way, not that way. That's some test in our training. Are we accepting service, or are we demanding service? The temple managers, they didn't ask for their service, they received their service, and now they have to ask everyone's service. This is very terrible service. But us, we are a little Sarva Kama Bhakti Yogi. we are devotees, but we have a lot of desire, and sometimes we have some preferences. We prefer to do this or do that. And when we are asked, can you do this for the temple? It will be nice. Yes, Prabhu. We feel like torn inside. I would prefer to do that. Yeah. Bon, ok, j'oublie pas les Français. Ça fait un moment, hein. Vous savez pas? Ok. La dernière chose que j'ai dû traduire, c'était Drona et Dara acceptent de prendre le service. Donc, moi j'ai mentionné que les dévots acceptaient le service, généralement acceptaient le service qu'on leur donnait. Les dévots très qualifiés comme Haridas Thakur, qu'on a fêté le départ hier, c'est un dévot qui avait accepté le service d'être le Namacharya, donc il passait son temps à chanter les sermons du Seigneur. et il s'est permis seulement une fois à demander quelque chose du Seigneur Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. C'était au moment de son départ. Il lui a dit je voudrais vous demander la permission de quitter cette planète avant vous, parce que je ne pourrais pas tolérer de vous voir partir. Et Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, il n'était pas d'accord de laisser partir Haridas Thakur. Tout le monde était tellement appréciatif de son exemple et de sa compagnie. Il lui a dit non, puis il a dit bon, je reviendrai demain, on verra, quoi. Et Haridas Thakur voulait vraiment saisir les pieds de Chaitanya Mahaprabhu au moment de quitter ce monde, quoi. Et là, Drona et Dara, ils ont prié aussi pour avoir Krishna comme dévot. Ils demandent un service spécifique. Des fois, nous, on a un peu cette tendance aussi, comme on est des Sarvakama Bhakti Yogi, hein, on est Bhakti Yoga, on est mais on a encore des tas de désirs ou des tas de préférences. On préfère servir de telle façon, telle façon. Alors si on nous demande de servir d'une autre, des fois, on se sent un petit peu tiraillé de l'intérieur. Et des fois, il y a des dévots qui acceptent des services assez compliqués, comme d'être président de temple, et ça devient une fonction difficile de devoir après approcher tout le monde, distribuer des services, et de voir les dévots qui sont dans cette c'est bien, vous me demandez ça, je préférais faire comme ça, et c'est un petit peu le travail qu'on a à faire dans le temple, d'arriver à voir, saisir où est-ce que je suis en train de encore servir moi mes désirs personnels plutôt que servir Krishna et m'abandonner aux instructions et des dévots en charge. C'est un petit peu un test. Mais c'est la méthode, hein, pour être délivré de la vie conditionnée et trouver la vraie joie, hein, la teneur et portée nous dit, c'est en accomplissant le service de dévotion. Et puis ce service pour apporter la joie à l'âme, hein, nous explique le Bhagavatam, le 2e chapitre. Et il faut qu'il soit accompli d'une façon ininterrompue et immotivée. So the Srimad Bhagavatam is saying that we can be delivered by practicing devotional service, and the 2nd chapter of the 1st canto says that to give real happiness to the soul, this service has to be uninterrupted and unmotivated. So it is a meditation for us. And yesterday when we were listening to Bhakti Charu Maharaj, he was mentioning about Uddhava, who was asked by Krishna to remain after his departure, to distribute Krishna consciousness to others. And I was immediately thinking about Srila Prabhupada, who sometime he was mentioning that I didn't want to come to this world, and you asked me to come to this world to deliver this message. And it is auspicious today to see that those two stages of his life, it was like that, you know. In 1948, he was still with his factory, you know, in which town it was. But it was not working so nicely, and Srila Prabhupada had a first dream about Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, who was telling me, you must take sannyas. And finally in 1950 he left his work. He was like looking from far, but he was 9 years like that before taking sannyas. He got another dream from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. Then he come to his godbrothers, but he was not willing to do that. He was not understanding what was the need. And it was explained by his godbrothers that if you want to be a preacher, you have to take sannyas to be a sannyas. And that's true that in India, sannyasis have some status like that they are preachers. But Srila Prabhupada was saying that, yeah, but I know so many sadhus and sannyasis, they are just it's a way to get their daily chapatis. And I'm not, what is the use of doing that? You know, I'm already making my Back to Godhead newspaper. Sometime I have some big donation, I can print one issue. Sometimes there's no, and sometimes another one. So it was, he approached first one God brother was leading the Chaitanya mat, and they were wanting to accommodate him, to give him sannyas, but he was seeing that there are not so much means or income, so he was thinking to print books it will be difficult there. So he went to another one, and Keshala Maharaj, he was another Keshala Maharaj at that time, accommodate him and confirm him, yeah, you have to take Prashadam, and he gave him Prashadam on 17th September 1959. I was 5 months old. With another god brother, Sanatan, who became Muni Swami, and he became Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So he accepted to take sannyas, to do things just for the good of others. It was not his own will. He was unmotivated, and he was uninterrupted. He was always trying to print, to translate, to do something. And this was shown even later when he crossed the Atlantic Ocean to arrive in Boston, and he was in such a spirit. You all know this prayer, but it's so nice. I used to know it by heart when I was doing Sankirtan. It was very inspiring before going into Sankirtan to have this spirit. I will first in English remind you of this nectarian. So, my dear Lord Krishna, you are so kind upon this useless soul, but I do not know why you have brought me here. Now you can do whatever you like with me. But I guess you have some business here. Otherwise, why would you bring me to this terrible place? Most of the population here is covered by the material modes of ignorance and passion. Absorbed in material life, they think themselves very happy and satisfied, and therefore they have no taste for the transcendental message of Vasudeva. I do not know how they will be able to understand it. But I know your causeless mercy can make everything possible because you are the most expert mystic. How will they understand the mellows of devotional service? Oh Lord, I am simply praying for your mercy so that I will be able to convince them about your message. This is a very nice prayer. I encourage you to read it every day, because to have this spirit, it is really the spirit of Srila Prabhupada, and we must really adopt this spirit and pray for the empowerment of Sri Krishna to do something valuable in his service. All living entities have come under the control of the illusory energy by your will, and therefore, if you like, by your will, they can be released from the clutches of Maya. That's, simple. It's Krishna's choice. I wish that you may deliver them. Therefore, if you so desire their deliverance, then only will they be able to understand your message. The words of Srimad Bhagavatam are your incarnation, and if a sober person repeatedly receives it with submissive oral reception, then he will be able to understand your message. It is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam, remember, Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, super soul, in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotees, cleans desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his message, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. by regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, and by rendering of service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service into the personality of Godhead, who is prayed with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. As soon as irrevocable loving service is established in the heart, the effects of nature's mode of passion and ignorance, such as lust, desire, and anchoring, disappear from the heart. Then the devotee is established in goodness, and he becomes completely happy. Thus, established in the mood of unalloyed goodness, the man whose mind has been enlivened by contact with devotional service to the Lord gains positive scientific knowledge of the personality of Godhead in the stage of liberation from all material association. Thus, the knot in the heart is pierced, and all misgivings are cut to pieces. The chain of fruitive action is terminated when one sees the self as master. He will become liberated from influence of modes of ignorance and passion, and thus all inauspicious things accumulated in the core of the heart will disappear. How will I make them understand this message of Krishna consciousness? I am very unfortunate, unqualified, and most fallen. Therefore, I am seeking for your benediction so that I can convince them, for I am powerless to do so on my own. Somehow or other, O Lord, you have brought me here to speak about you. Now, my Lord, it is up to you to make me a success or failure as you like. O spiritual master of all the worlds, I can simply repeat your message, so if you like, you can make my power of speaking suitable for their understanding. Only by your causeless mercy will my words become pure. I am sure that when this transcendental message penetrates the heart, they will certainly feel engladdened and thus become liberated from all unhappy conditions of life. O Lord, I am just like a puppet in your hands. So if you brought me here to dance, then make me dance, O Lord, make me dance as you like. I have no devotion, nor do I have any knowledge, but I have strong faith in the holy name of Krishna. I have been designated Bhaktivedanta, and now, if you like, you can fulfill the real purport of Bhaktivedanta. Okay, you have the chance to read a second time in French. Mon cher Seigneur Krishna, tu montres tant de bonté à l'âme inutile que je suis, mais je comprends mal pourquoi tu m'as amené ici. Dispose donc maintenant de moi comme il te plaira. Cette prière donc a été écrite par Srila Prabhupada, montre son état d'esprit, et j'encourage tout le monde à le lire, même tous les jours. Je le faisais moi en allant en Sankirtan, c'était vraiment une source d'inspiration. Et on voit l'état d'esprit de Srila Prabhupada et on peut adopter cet état d'esprit parce que c'est vraiment... Tu dois bien avoir pourtant quelques desseins pour ces lieux horribles, sinon pourquoi m'y aurais-tu conduit? La généralité des hommes d'ici-bas subit les influences obscures de l'ignorance et de la passion. Plongés au cœur de l'existence matérielle, ils se croient très heureux et satisfaits. C'est pourquoi ils ne prouvent aucun attrait pour le message spirituel de Vasudeva, et j'ignore comment jamais ils pourront le comprendre. Et je sais que ta miséricorde immotivable rend toute chose possible, car en toi se trouve la plus grande habileté spirituelle. Comment pourront-ils goûter les douceurs du service de dévotion au Seigneur? Je te prie seulement de m'accorder ta grâce, afin que je puisse les convaincre d'accepter ton message. Tous ces êtres sont tombés sous le joug de l'énergie illusoire, cela par ta volonté. De même, par ta volonté, si tu le désires, ils peuvent être arrachés aux griffes de l'illusion. Je souhaite que tu les délivres, car c'est seulement par l'effet du désir que tu as de les arracher à leur piètre condition qu'ils seront en mesure de saisir ton message. Les mots du Srimad Bhagavatam sont ta manifestation propre, et si un être raisonnable les entend de façon répétée d'une oreille soumise, il pourra certes percer ton message. Srimad Bhagavatam enseigne Shri Krishna, le Seigneur suprême, qui se tient dans le cœur de chaque être sous la forme du Paramatma et veille au bien de son loyal dévot, purifie de tout désir matériel le cœur où s'est développé un vif désir d'entendre son message, lequel abonde en vertu lorsqu'il est transmis et reçu comme il convient. Par l'écoute suivie du Srimad Bhagavatam, comme par le service assidu offert aux purs dévots du Seigneur, tout ce qui trouble le cœur du bhakta devient pratiquement néant, et le service d'amour offert au Seigneur suprême, qu'on glorifie par des hymnes sublimes, s'y établit alors irrévocable. Aussitôt quand le cœur s'établit fermement le service de dévotion, les influences de la passion et de l'ignorance, comme la concupiscence et l'avidité, s'y effacent. Le bhakta se fixe alors dans la vertu et trouve le parfait bonheur. Ainsi établi dans la vertu, l'être vivifié par la pratique du service de dévotion parvient à la libération, brise tout lien avec la matière et accède alors d'une manière tangible à la science du Seigneur suprême. Le nœud du cœur est alors tranché et tous les doutes réduits à néant. Et quand l'être perçoit que l'âme domine dans le corps, les chaînes du karma également se brisent. Srimad Bhagavatam, premier chant, deuxième chapitre, versets 17 à 21. Il connaîtra l'affranchissement des influences de l'ignorance et de la passion, et tous les désirs funestes accumulés au trop fond de son cœur s'évanouiront. Une belle promesse. Donc, lire, s'absorber dans Srimad Bhagavatam et le service. Comment réussirai-je à leur faire comprendre le message de la conscience de Krishna? Grande est mon infortune, nul mes pouvoirs, et des plus déchus ma condition. J'implore donc ta bénédiction. Fais que je puisse les convaincre, car laissé à moi-même, je demeure impuissant. Pour une raison ou pour une autre, Seigneur, tu m'as conduit ici pour te faire connaître de tous. Désormais, cher Seigneur, il ne tient plus qu'à toi de me faire réussir ou échouer. Ô Maître spirituel de tous les mondes, je ne peux que répéter ton message. Si tel est donc ton désir, confère à mon verbe la puissance nécessaire pour leur faire comprendre ce message. Seule ta grâce immotivée peut donner la pureté à mes mots. Je suis assuré que lorsque ce message spirituel et absolu entrera dans leur cœur, ils en éprouveront de la joie et connaîtront ainsi la voie par laquelle on s'affranchit de toutes les conditions défavorables de l'existence. Ô Seigneur, je suis entre tes mains comme un pantin, et si tu m'as fait venir ici danser, alors que je danse dans tes mains, que je danse. Ô Seigneur, que je danse pour ton plaisir. Je n'ai nulle dévotion ni savoir, mais une fois ferme en ton saint nom, j'ai reçu le nom de Bhaktivedanta, et maintenant, si tu le veux, tu peux à ce nom donner son vrai sens. Signé le plus infortuné et insignifiant des mendiants, à ces Bhaktivedanta Swami. 18 septembre 65. Bon, it's a good day to remain with this remembrance of the huge sacrifice Srila Prabhupada made for us, and he says exactly why: to make us happy and to make us free from all this miserable condition of life. And it's a very good day to remember the gift and in which spirit he did that, like feeling himself powerless and unqualified, although we know it's such a big thing, but with his spirit he was able, and with his plea to Krishna to empower him, he made such a wonderful thing. So it's a very good memory, and it's a very good example to follow in the footsteps, as it is said. Now we will never be able to manifest such a grand thing, but we can help him develop his mission now, and the success is definitely there because it is the will of Krishna, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu announced it in every town and village. The name of Krishna will be known and chanted. Donc c'est une très belle journée de se souvenir, de se rappeler de cet sacrifice que Srila Prabhupada a fait en venant en Occident pour, comme il le dit, nous rendre heureux et nous délivrer de ces conditions misérables de l'existence matérielle. Et puis de voir dans quel état d'esprit il était, et de se penser complètement insignifiant alors qu'il il a tous les pouvoirs d'un grand acharya, et puis de voir son exemple, d'implorer Krishna de nous mettre en pouvoir, de faire quelque chose pour l'aider dans sa mission, pour le bénéfice de tous les êtres. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavan Ki. Sorry, there is no time for questions and comments and everything, but I think everything is said in what we read today. Joyeux service à tous.